Hello Taurus, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Taurus for the middle of September. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and see what we have here for you, Taurus. Let's make sure we're all set up and in view. I do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you. I'm using the Gilded Tarot as well as the Angel Answers Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Go ahead and take 3 of these. Make sure we're all set up and in view here, and then we'll get right into it. Please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. All right. Okay. Also take 1, 2, 3 of these Angel Answer cards here. All right. Cool. Taurus, energy on the bottom. You have the Knight of Pentacles. So this could be you, Taurus. This could be any earth sign here. But if it's not you, or if it's not another person, if it's not you, this could be related to an event coming into your life. Connected to finances. By default, this is a really good change. It's actually a very good card. This is the Knight that everybody wants to see because it represents results. It represents your hard work finally coming to fruition, finally paying off. And you can see that they're kind of in nature. This is also a card associated with nature, associated with the outdoors, all of that. And then you can also just see that there's like an abundance of there's abundance around them, with the rabbit, with the the leaves, the grass, the trees. All of that represents abundance and harvests. And this is certainly a very good card for that. Now this could also say that you are hardworking and dependable as a person, and people really come to rely on you, right? You could have people that you support, or there could just be people that come to rely on you in various situations, whether it's like your boss will always give you an extra task because your boss knows that you will do it, or maybe your family's dependent on you, or something like that, right? Like you are dependable, you are reliable, and those are all good traits to have, right? All good traits to have. And so yeah, definitely like to see that here on the bottom, but let's dive into this a little bit more. In the overall situation, or the current situation, you do have this 2 of Swords here. So the 2 of Swords can represent some type of mental conflict. It can say that maybe you are kind of in a deadlocked situation mentally. You're kind of going back and forth on something or around something. When you have the 2 of Swords, you're having a hard time seeing the road ahead, as you see the blindfold message here or symbolism here rather, on the person. I do see this card come forward when there's like a war of words going on. It's interesting. I believe that this reading here, this reading will go out on a full moon. And if you take a look here, there's this silhouette of a full moon here. And also you have the moon card. There's a moon here. I'm getting this energy around the moon. And the thing is, during full moons, emotionally charged situations it can be much easier to have an emotionally charged situation during the moon's cycles, particularly the full moon. And so, this could speak to communication issues that you may be dealing with here in the middle of September. Just remember to, first and foremost, remember that not only is it like a full moon here, but also we're in this Mercury retrograde period. And just remember that it's very easy to say something that you later regret during these times. And so I would just say that, like, if you can give yourself a moment to think, or like just process before you say something, it may be a very wise idea to do that. I also think that some of you are in a deadlocked situation with work. Okay, I think some of you are giving a whole lot to your workplace, and you're struggling. You have to communicate something to maybe the higher ups, or maybe somebody, your boss or a colleague, but you're struggling to find the words to it. This could also be showing up. In the problem position, you have the Sun card. So in the problem position, this can say that the truth is not being said, or the truth has not come to light at this time. There's also maybe issues around expression and self-expression, okay? And the thing is, this would make a lot of sense because the Two of Swords is there as well. Again, communication situations, communication issues, situations with self-expression here. There's something that you want to express or something that you want to say, and maybe you're having a hard time doing that. You're maybe asking yourself like, okay, I'm delivering results here. When am I going to get rewarded for this? Or I'm working hard, I'm grinding. When will I be rewarded for this? There's this whole movement towards quiet quitting. I just am feeling like maybe some of you are considering quiet quitting, which I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying I do think that maybe some of you are thinking about that. It's very popular right now, and I'm all for, equal compensation, and I'm all for just working conditions. And so if you're in a situation where it's like, man, I work so much, I'm not getting I'm not getting what I should be getting, some of you may be really thinking about moving on. In the past, you have this Four of Swords here. This is about rest and recovery. This could also talk about healing a heartbreaking situation or healing from heartbreak here. You see the Three of Swords card on the banner above this person. They are healing from heartbreak. The Four of Swords, some of you have been spending a whole lot of time in contemplation. Just generally, this person's contemplating or praying or whatever. You could say like communing with nature, communing with the universe. And, I get the sense that some of you have been soul searching or praying or trying to figure out like what to do about a work situation. And, I think this period of mindfulness has been very important to you. And what I will say is that I think you've come to the conclusion that you will end up walking away, because in the future you have the Eight of Cups here. The Eight of Cups is a card indicating walking away. These empty cups, the spilled cups here, they refer to situations that don't work for us anymore. They're not in alignment. They're disappointments. These cups being empty and spilled are disappointments in your life, and they have their back turned towards them. And so what's really nice with the Eight of Cups is this refers to empowerment. This is somebody who takes a step in the right direction, an empowering step forward, and they're deciding to not stay in the disappointments, and instead they're deciding to walk towards the fulfillment of their wish. And I think that for some of you, if you're in this situation where it's like, man, I feel like I can't get out, I don't know what else I need to do, I'm doing is more than most, or I'm not able to fully express myself, which there's clearly an issue with expression here. Some of you, I think, are going to decide to walk away. Now, on your thoughts, on your mind, this is what you can see, all right? This is what you are aware of. You have the Five of Pentacles. The truth is, with quiet quitting or with walking away, there are consequences to doing this. There are potential consequences to doing this, which is showing up here in this Five of Pentacles, right? And the consequence for some of you may be like, okay, I'm going to have to live without income for some time. Or, okay, if I decide to quiet quit, which if you're unfamiliar, if you've been hearing me say this term quiet quit and you don't know what I'm talking about, this is basically not going 100% at work. Slacking off isn't the right word, but it's like going into work and deciding that you're not going to go hard. On everything, on every project, you're not interested in moving up in your organization. You're just simply interested in collecting your paycheck and probably moving into a new opportunity, but still collecting that paycheck. That's what quiet quitting is. The problem with that is there are consequences, which is, you could lose your job, right? Because employers want to see people who give 100% effort, which again, I see you have done this here with the Knight of Pentacles. But there's something that is blocked here around communication, and I do see you walking away. So yeah, I think you're just taking a very rational, practical perspective on your work situation. And part of that is like, okay, the income part of that, right? In the subconscious, what you can't see, or the hidden, you do have this death card here. So this is a transformation. It's not about death and dying, especially in this reading. It's about completely changing your situation. And the thing about the death card is you want to embrace the change when you get this card, okay? Don't, swim upstream. You can't swim upstream when you get the death card, because change is inevitable. And when the death card is here, it says change is on the horizon. And to make the best of it, it's actually a very positive card if you look into the meaning of the death card. But to make the best of it, it's best to sort of swim with the current and to really go for it. In the staff, in the direction that you are headed, in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, you do have this Nine of Swords. You are feeling a little bit stressed, okay? You're feeling a little bit fearful about this issue around work, around this issue around expression, self-expression. Maybe it's possible, okay, there's another storyline here that's coming into my mind, which is, I heard the word freeloading, okay? Now that's a little bit of a negative term, but what I mean by that is it's possible that some of you have been giving to family members or friends or your significant other, and there's like no compensation, there's like no reciprocation back. You're not getting that money back. And some of you are like, okay, I need to have a conversation with them, but you're feeling anxious about having this conversation here. Now, this is also the case here. You're feeling anxious about, how do I ask my boss or my job for a raise, or ask them for more opportunities. These are things that I think are playing out for you right now, Taurus. I think that this is connected to money and finances in some ways. For some of you, it's job related, and I think for others of you, that's maybe, I think a much smaller percentage of you, it could be like family related. In the external influence here, you have this moon card, which we've talked about. You have this moon symbolism on the cards with the here and the Two of Swords, here and the Eight of Cups. Pisces full moon here on Saturday, which I believe, this video will be coming out. This is about feeling, okay? This is about sitting into your feelings. And, Pisces really likes to dive deep and really like stay in the water, if you will. And what that's like this idea of feeling, right? It's feeling and connecting with, how somebody, I think in this case, or how a situation in this case truly makes you feel, because this is in the external influence. The external is somebody else, somebody outside of you, or something outside of you. It's what you can't control. And I think for some of you, there may be deception here as well with the moon card. Moon is a card of deception, or it's just something that's not as it appears. I don't know if it's deception, actually. I think it's probably just something that you're not totally clear on. And again, you can get clarity by working through this expression issue, but Two of Swords indicates lack of clarity, and the moon indicates lack of clarity. And so I think that that's like maybe one of the big challenges here. In the hopes and fears, you have this Ace of Cups, which is all about like a new beginning and happiness. I think in this case, look, there's even more moon symbolism here. You can see, new moons are more about periods of time where you like manifest. Full moons are more like reaping the harvest, or like relaxing, or giving yourself like a day or self-care day. And some of you may want to do a self-care practice here at this time. In the outcome, you do have the Four of Wands here, which is all about, this can be your family. It is a card of marriage. You can see the young family in the card, but it's also about your foundations and achievements. And I think some of you here, there might be some like root chakra level stuff where I think some of you are just looking to create clarity and feel free to fully express yourself. And that could really, really benefit you at this time. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at these 3 tarot cards to clarify. Okay, so you have Ten of Wands, the Emperor, and the Ten of Pentacles. So completion's happening here for sure. 2 tens, tens in tarot represent completions. and the Emperor is like the boss figure. It can be the father archetype as well. Again, so this would be, elements of both, either work or family, could be coming in here for I think many of you. But yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like the other thing about this Ten of Wands is it is a burden. This person is carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. The Ten of Pentacles is a major energy of abundance and harvest. But it's also a family card. And so I do think that there's something here connected to either work or family. There's a burden. And yeah, I think that these are the themes that are kind of playing out here. Okay, so you have abundance, no, and within the next few months. So the good thing is this no is a soft no. There are two no's in this Oracle deck. There's a soft no, which is this no, an emphatic no, or a hard no, which is the other one that has the exclamation point. You have the soft no, which is sometimes a no is simply, how do I say this? Sometimes a no is really just one door closing while the other door opens. And sometimes a no is what we need. I know it's like not fun to get rejected, or it's not fun to hear no, but it is sometimes something that we need to realign. You do have some really nice messages of abundance here, I do have to say. With the Ten of Pentacles, the abundance card, the Sun, it's in the problem position, but the Knight of Pentacles as well. So I definitely feel like there's something really nice available to you. It may take some time, but I do feel like you're taking a very level-headed, practical, rational approach to whatever situation's going on here. And I do think through that, you'll make the right choice. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.